It's a very large deposit or land package, 216 square kilometers. We've identified 25 targets across the property. In 2022, we announced 3 new discoveries. We will then follow up on those discoveries over time and look to start wrapping resources around those, but it highlights that district scale opportunity.
Hello and welcome to the Assay TV, where today we are in 121's mining investment event in Cape Town, and we are joined by Luke Alexander, the President, CEO and Director of Newcore Gold. Welcome.
Thank you, Katie.
Newcore is focused on advancing its flagship 100% owned Enchi project located in Ghana. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so our Enchi project in Ghana, it's a district scale exploration project. We have put out a PEA on the project. It's got 1.4 million ounces today. We are in the process of updating the resource, which we expect to get out in the next few weeks, which will ultimately grow the overall size of the resource. And that PEA fundamentally underpins the value of the company. Very robust economics, as well as we're very well supported by the capital markets. So strong support from institutional investors, currently about 40% owned. Management and directors are very well aligned with shareholders through our 24% interest in the business. And then lastly, Ghana is a tier 1 jurisdiction to be operating in. It is Africa's largest gold producer, and it's got 3 of the largest gold producers on the planet operating in Ghana. So great asset in a great jurisdiction that's fundamentally underpinned by a team who are well aligned with shareholders.
So you've said it's a great asset. I'm guessing you got some strong drill results from your 90,000 meter drill campaign, which is obviously very significant. Can you tell us any results? Or?
Yeah, so we completed a 90,000 meter drill program in 2022. It's the largest ever drill program on the project. Historically, 110,000 meters, so almost a doubling of work was completed with that drill program. We really wanted to accomplish 4 key things with the drill program. We wanted to expand the existing resource at all of our known deposits, so stepping out along strike, which is something that we did, made a number of mineralized intercepts. So that's where we see expansion of the resource with this upcoming update that we're going to put out. Secondly, we wanted to make some new discoveries. So it's a very large deposit or land package, 216 square kilometers. We've identified 25 targets across the property. In 2022, we announced 3 new discoveries. We will then follow up on those discoveries over time and look to start wrapping resources around those, but it highlights that district scale opportunity. We also, thirdly, went back to some previously discovered areas, did follow-up drilling there, continued to move those along with the goal of adding those as resource areas. And then lastly, one of the things that you see with these greenstone hosted deposits along the Sefwi-Bibiani belt is that they really grow in size and increase in grade as you drill deeper. Prior to this 90,000 meter drill program, the deepest ever hole drilled on the project was only down to 125 meters. We've started to drill down to 350 meters, and we've started to have some very nice higher grade intercepts. We think with this updated resource, we may even be able to include a small high-grade underground resource, which really is proof of concept for us. I mean, lots of ounces to be discovered at surface, but if we can highlight this underground opportunity that we see at Toronto, which sits at 5.5 million ounces, and Bibiani to the north of us at 6.5, and Ahafo to the north of that at 20 million ounces, if we can start to show that this underground material sits on our project as well, then that's something we want to accomplish. So really excited to have been able to accomplish that with the 90,000 meters.
So you talk about gold. Obviously, it's a very successful project so far. But how have the gold markets affected Newcore at all? Has anything occurred?
Yeah, I mean, 2022 was a very tough year for the gold sector. Yeah. The example I always use is when you have, Newmont, who's the largest gold company on the planet, off over 50% from their 52-week highs, that becomes a very challenging environment for any gold company, and especially exploration companies. They're higher risk, and as a result, we sold off quite a bit in 2022, along with the rest of the sector. At the end of the year, one of the things that we see in Canada is tax loss selling. So we actually ended up trading about a third of the free float of the company in Q4 of 2022. We had big volume, which attracted additional selling pressure. But what we've seen as we've started 2023, and once that tax loss selling pressure was removed from the stock, we've seen a nice rally heading into 2023, and my expectation is that we'll continue to see that as we highlight additional updates to the market over the coming months.
So you've mentioned your expectations for 2023. What are some significant milestones we can be looking out for?
Yeah, well, probably the biggest one is we are in the process of updating our resource, so we'll look to get that completed in the next few weeks, which will be a big catalyst for the company. We're also doing a number of things to de-risk the project as well. We've kicked off a bulk sample, so to follow up on the column tests that we've announced in 2022 and 2021. The next thing to de-risk the project from a MET perspective is to conduct this bulk sample. So we've just started that on the project. We've got a baseline study. We've just completed all the work on the ground, or our consultants have completed the on the ground work. So we'll get that report completed. That's something that's crucial to feed a mine license. So we'll get that done in the first half of this year. We are in the process of drilling at the moment, so we're focused on some follow-up holes into the sulfides, looking for additional high-grade results. So those are the things that we're ultimately focused on as catalysts for the next few months and the first half of this year.
It sounds like 2023 is going to be a significant year for Newcore. And thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you very much.